So, can we only use blades in the hospital? Please tell me it's not.
Yes. Well, I only saw the image. Someone sent it to me, and it had on his... Here is it. The image. And it shows him laying in the hospital with his feet down there, and it says they extracted 1,800 cc's. And so 1,800 cc's of fluid from
That's
a leg.
lot of fluid.
How much is a coffee cup?
I think a cc is a milliliter, isn't it?
That is 60.86 fluid ounces of fluid. Fluid ounces of fluid, yeah. 60 ounce.
Wait,
3 20-ounce sodas.
1,800
Yeah.
cc's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because a cc and a milliliter are the same thing, I believe.
1,000 cc's is a powerful motorcycle.
Oh my God.
Well, just because I know how big these pistons are. My jet
So what
ski
we're
was
saying here, folks, so you can understand, is Blade had the displacement of a Yamaha R1 removed.
a BMW R18, Kyle. Get it right.
Which is faster, the R18 or the R1?
I wouldn't
Or
know.
Blade.
The R18 is old easy Blade is the fastest. It had to be the R1. The R18 is not a sport bike. It's like a big cruiser thing. Anyway, it's the biggest ever flat twin. I guess
I thought for sure anyway was going to lead back to Blade. Like, it's the biggest flat twin there is.
It was supposed to.
When you're on board the BMW R18, the last thing in your mind is the diabetes that is slowly creeping through your body. I promise you that.
When you're on a Yamaha RX Blade, all you feel is the wind in your hair. 1,800 cc's of fluid.
The Grim Reaper could never catch you on a Yamaha
There has
R1.
to be a good 15% of the audience that identifies CCs in piston displacements like I do.
No.
What?
No.
What?
Absolutely not.
Most
They
of
would
them
have to
think
be in the
about it
small
like I
engines,
do.
first of all, and they would have to make an enormous leap because we're talking about Blade's medical situation.
Yeah, well,
This is insane what you've done.
I can't do CCs in syringes. I have no idea. And
It's insane.
Then a light bulb went off, and I'm like, wait a minute. I know CCs. I've been working on small engines since I was a teenager.
Yeah, it's like,
Well, I just thought of it like a cc is a milliliter and 1,000 milliliters is a
milliliter.
liter.
That's a thing.
Well, you know what a liter is. You've seen like a
I do.
1 liter like
hey,
Mountain Dew.
Why didn't we do 2 liters of Pepsi right out of the gate?
I was trying to get there, and then you went to
we
fucking
had important small
motorcycle.
engine shit to cover, Kyle.
I said 3 20-ounce sodas right away.
Imagine if we were the 3 doctors working on Blade, and he's laying there like dying as we argue over flat top, high piston displacement compression engines.
Kyle's poking us both, and we're going, whoop, 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 whoop. Yeah.
Viewers, I don't know why I didn't go to the 2 liter soda faster. So wait a minute. 1,800 cc's removed, that has to be a significant weight loss. Right?
Oh my
like,
God.
if you remove 1,800 cc's from anywhere on my body, that part of the body would look better, or at least smaller.
Well, look at
I think the problem was the swelling. Look at his fucking leg, Woody.
Oh, did you guys link a picture?
Yeah.
Yes. His leg looks like
I'll do it again.
Wow.
it's got 1.5 liters of liquid in it.
Yes, it does. Yeah. Dude, if you had if the doctor told you got about 3 ounces of weird fluid hanging out in your body somewhere, you'd be like, oh my God, oh no, 3 ounces.
Jesus.
That's a lot. If someone tells you you got, a 2 liter of Diet Pepsi just stuck under your skin that we need to flay open and pour out, like that's.
I bet it was under high pressure too. So like they probably put that syringe in there and they did that thing where they pull the back off of it and it just.
If
That
the
thing was
doctor
spraying across
told
the
me
room.
they had to extract 1,800 cc's, I'd be like, could you put it to me in automotive terms? Is that like a Honda Civic? Big
Can you
motorcycle?
remove it and then put it in my muscle area?
Actually, yes, it is. The new Honda Civics have a 1.8 liter turbo. Now the turbo won't apply here because
Okay, I've dragged that on too far.
What if I want a nice bubble butt?
Wow. So I wonder how
that's
that
coming back
happens.
twice more.
What do we just
Law of 3.
I'm not a doctor. What is swelling like? What would cause it?
My
My mind's
well, I
going to
am
the
a
dumbest
doctor.
places.
and-
Well, maybe he did the MMA fighting. No, that's probably not it.
I am a doctor,
Mhm.
and I would say that he's got some severe fluid retention caused by something horrible that he has done to his body for the last 35
Wow.
years.
But why kick on now as he's cleaning up? Right?
Do we really think he's cleaning up?
It's my understanding he's on a no alcohol George Foreman and spinach kick now.
He was on a mostly no alcohol situation last time we saw him, which is like a month and a half ago now.
Yes, that is a lot of time to pass.
It
And
was
mostly no alcohol. Who knows what that
He
means?
said almost no alcohol. He's
Yeah.
like, well, yeah, I got drunk Friday night, but it was Friday night. You know, how often does that happen?
They're going to cut that open and it's just going to smell like licorice from all of the fucking Jaeger that's pooled in there.
Just fucking, do you want ants? This is how you get ants. Clean that blood up. Good God.
This is the stickiest patient we've never had. He's what, 30, 35 proof? Or 70 proof, I guess. Yeah, this is rough. When you have that much fluid collected in your body, it's generally seen medically as a very, they call that a 2 thumbs down scenario.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I read that.
You know, when you're in the doctor's office, this is a number 8 frowny face. Do not want that, especially number 9 and 10. So hopefully he, being in the hospital again, maybe it's scaring him straight again, or maybe, I don't know, but like,
I've been chatting with Blade a little bit on Discord every now and then. I added him on Discord. Didn't know anything about this. This is very recent, I'm sure. I'll check with him after the show tonight if he's online, and I'll bring back some like information next week if I can get it. I hope he's okay, because I really do like Blade. As a guy, I really do. Like we goof around a little bit, but like I do like him. I genuinely do. Like I met like, I don't know, maybe every single YouTuber from that like Call of Duty era, and Blade's one of the most chill, laid back, nice guys that I've met out of that whole group. So I wish him the best.
Of Blade is as good as it gets. Like that's my take on it. It's just we need that version to be the predominant version.
Worst version, not ideal.
Yeah, he's in a tough spot, you know.
Yeah.
But that looks very unhealthy. Like if you're listening to the audio only version of this, you fool, then his right leg is, it appears to me, maybe it's just the angle, but it appears 3 times larger in circumference than the left.
It looks like one of the Lord of the Rings forced perspective Hobbit tricks.
Yes, it does.
Can you believe
and it's his quad.
Leg?
Like his quad is swollen so dramatically. It literally looks like what a 2-liter fluid displacement would look like.
Look at his right foot. Like kind of go down a bit. Look at his right. You can see the discoloration there, sticking out of some very clean socks.
See, that's a sock, Taylor. That's a sock he's wearing.
What discoloration are you seeing? Like right above the ankle?
Bottom, right at his ankle on his right leg. You can see it like it almost looks bruised and purpley.
Oh God. I hope that's a tattoo, dude.
I see what
we know it's not.
You're probably right. I attributed it to hair. There's hair in my body that's not very dense, but if you look at it like vertically, it looks more dense.
A little downlighting. Yeah, I really hope that's a tattoo around the man's ankle, because otherwise that is wildly unhealthy. Again, as a doctor, I would say that's some sort of.
So you want like a anchor, a skull and crossbones? Nah, I want you to make it look like my foot's about to die. So you want like a speckled bruise?
The number 9. All right.
Yeah, the number 9. Yeah. So best, thoughts and prayers fired out over to him.
Jesus,
I wonder how he's doing. He's going social media silent, right?
Hot.
I don't know. I remember last time we discussed him, he'd been banned from something. I don't know. Is he streaming anymore?
So he has an Instagram. February 15th is his last. Oh, let me read this actually. Instagram, February 15th. I haven't pre-read this, so we'll see where this goes. Everyone wants an update. It's been a constant thing that has actually been annoying me. I'm not ignoring my viewers. Hell, this is a personal Insta. But a lot of you guys just want to know my next move or what I'm going to do. I don't have anything for you. I honestly don't know. All I know is that I'm at peace in love with my soulmate. I didn't get her flowers today, Valentine's Day. Not because I forgot. It's just when I do stuff like that, it's never an I'm sorry flowers or because of a tradition. Okay, this is tough to read. Every single day with this woman is special, and I'm in a very peaceful place. When I lost my YouTube channel, I wasn't devastated or mad. I have her, my rock, my peace, my everything. So to those that are frustrated that I haven't given you an update, I'm just cherishing every single day with my soulmate, my woman, my everything. This is my Valentine's message to her, Bakara 15, the only one I want to grope. That's your update. That was sweet.
Like he's doing a lot better. Good for him. Like, I mean, clearly the whole streaming thing was like feeding in a feedback loop of destruction, like just drinking all the time and feeling crappy about it and all that. So
I
if
must
he's
be a bad
feeling
person
for him.
because I read what wasn't there. I didn't read anything about employment. I didn't read anything about like things going well. All I read is every piece about me is completely about somebody else.
I mean, it's probably good for him to get away from that online streaming world for a while.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I don't think that was going to go any place in a healthy direction. But to go into a healthy direction, I would like to see him say, hey, got my teeth fixed, got a job, no longer dependent on substances. I like, that's where we want to see him going. What he said was, I'm incomplete without someone else to fulfill me. And like,
I mean, it seems like he's doing better, so hopefully he is. Kyle, you are muted, my friend.
As long as he has all of his appendages, things are on an upswing. Because you know, it looked like he was going to lose some toes a while back.
That's a huge win. It really did look like a couple toes were going to be gone, and he hasn't lost.
Yeah, I don't know. I side with Woody on this. You know, but look, he's in love. That's
good.
better than
that's.
I mean, there's worse things. There's worse things, right? Like, you know, he could be like, oh yeah, all I care about right now is heroin, my rock, my one love. Sweet heroin, black tar heroin in my fucking wrist, in my fucking between my toes, hiding them track marks from the PO. I love heroin.
Yeah, it would be funny if that whole thing he wrote, then he reveals it was to Jaeger at the
end. My rock, my love, my one true sense of being at Jägermeister.
Jägermeister's like, hey, glad you love the product.
We're sending you a complimentary case. And he's just like, no, you don't know what you've done.
I bet that happens on like alcohol social media channels. Like someone will be like, I love Tito's. I fucking love Tito's. Send me something. And then they're like, here's a free Tito's bottle or a bottle opener. And then they're like, here's a picture of all the Tito's I drank last week. It's just like piles of bottles. Like, I wanted to wait for Kyle to get back because I didn't know if you'd have anything to say. So it was over 2.5 years ago now that we had Blade on the show. It doesn't seem like it was that long ago, but it was. And every time, like, he's one of those guys, you know, he'll pop in your head and from time to time. And I kind of just picture like the dog throwing clip or like a groping. And then that's kind of it. And just last night before bed, randomly, I'm like, what the hell is Blade up to? And so I pulled up that episode with us and him from like coming up on almost 3 years ago. And then just stopped at like a minute so I could see, you know, still frame point of comparison. And then I went and had to find like his bootleg, like third backup channel that hasn't been banned yet and try and find recent streams. And and keep in mind, like, correct me if my timeline is wrong, but at the time we had him on 2.5 years ago, that story of his untreated diabetes causing lesions in his leg, that was old hat. That was old news at the time. Like, people knew about that. Okay.
He had kind of come full circle and it seemed to be improving dramatically. He had gotten the grilled chicken and spinach. It was working. He put that spinach salve on.
And he basically, when he was on the show with us, he kind of said, like, I'm sick of drinking for money. I'm ready to make a change and shift out of this. You know, he said that before, obviously. Like, he was like, I'm sick of this. I'm tired of it. And I was just, and at the time I remember thinking,
Blade is a really charming guy. And I think he's doing what some charming addicts do, which is tell you what you want to hear, tell you where he is, and lies like a charming addict. And it's so easy to be like, oh, thank goodness, you know, because you like him.
It's easier to want to believe, that someone's taking control.
And, you know, he's telling you everything you want to hear, and he's saying it in a friendly way, and you're like, oh, cool, this is good news. And that's how I remember it. Carry on.
And I remember, like, even at the time, because like he'd done some like the groping shit, the dog shit, people were fucking over him. And I remember at the time even thinking, I'm like, if he has a redemption path, it's going to be him getting super serious about sobriety and then him using his experience as an addict beat toy to be like, hey, I know humiliation. So if you're out there struggling with something, like, don't feel alone. Look at this. Like, look where I was. And like in my head, I was like, that's like the only true way he can come back from it. And at the time I was like, there's still a chance for this. Like, I looked up. No, I don't have a 45 seconds. Sorry, Zach. But don't pull any up in case he doesn't like us saying this. But I went and I found some clips of him recently. And I know we said like years ago, like, dude, you're killing yourself with this. Like, you got to change. He's like, and then we were talking about a slower decline of like alcoholism death. He's in free fall right now. Like, he's dying. Like, if you know Lady Di from the Opie and Anthony show, he is she was a drunkard, whack pat kind of person for the Opie and Anthony show. And the exact fucking pattern that happened with Lady Di, as far as body shape, everything happening with Blade, about like not the same time frame and everything. But so she had this thing, and I learned about it from the Opie and Anthony show because they had a doctor call in to like tell Lady Di, like, hey, you have what's called ascites. And Blade very clearly has this same thing called ascites too. And what that is when you drink so much and like your liver is no longer able to process all the toxic shit that it's meant to process. And so it starts weeping fluid out into your body cavity. And so that's why they get those giant bellies. It's being filled with fluid from a weeping liver, and his musculature is gone, like not like thin, like he's gone. There, I saw a short clip of him attempting to sit up from a laying position. It took him 30 seconds. Not because he was drunk, because his muscles are gone. Like, they're atrophying. It's like he is dying quickly. Like, if he doesn't make a change yesterday, like fucking now, he'll be dead in the next couple of years. Like, he's in free fall. Like, you can see, like, literally, the Lady Di had an internship in 2014 or 2013 with O&A, and she had that ascites and everything, and she was starting for her mind to get wonky with Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome, which is wet brain when you're deficient on thiamine. But the doctor on O&A explained it really well. He was
I'm not doubting you. I'm like,
wet brain's funny though.
Yeah, but basically the guy was like, when you drink all that time, like Blade is, or like Lady Di was, what it does is it makes your organs swell, and then when you have ascites like that, all this fluid is getting pushed into the body cavity, and what that does is it makes it so his stomach has pressure on it all the time, and so he's not eating at all. All of his calories are coming from liquor. And so you can like see his mind deteriorating now because he just doesn't have the B vitamins requisite for making your fucking mind work correctly. Like, he is. And literally within a year of that Lady Di internship, like it was a year and a half after that internship, she was still with it enough to like know who she was. They called her, Opie and Jim did, after Anthony got fired, and she had totally succumbed to Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome. She didn't know who she was. She was in a assisted living center, but she thought she was in the Navy because she was in the Navy 25 years ago. She was talking about how she was on a ship and where she was docked, and she was just an insane person. And like, that is where Blade is going imminently. Like, he's got to get it. Like, it might be fucking too late.
If that happens to him, if he thinks that it's 2009 and he's wanting to play Call of Duty 4 and knife people, can we please have him on the show every week then?
I mean, I guess so.
Can we have like catching up with Blade and just ask about his latest knife killing spree, and then be
Dude, I know, like, Blade is so hated by so many people, rightfully so, for a lot of the bullshit he's pulled. But like, just from the perspective of seeing a guy who in 2010, 2011, 12 had the world, like, the world was his oyster. He was one of the first huge guys. Like, and over the past 8-9 years, whatever it was, like, look at that. Look what's fucking happened to him. I see all these documentaries about Blade, and they focus on his life as a streamer. Someone should make like a real warning documentary, just tracking, not even talking about his streamer bullshit, just saying like, this is what happens when a person drinks for 10 years straight and doesn't stop.
I was trying to find what you're talking about, like new footage of him, and so I did some searching. I didn't find anything new, but Jesus, the stuff from 2 and 3 years ago is so horrific that the fact that you're saying it's worse now is scaring me, because it's like, only Use Blade vomits up his teeth, and I'm like, wow, how have I not heard of that? It's us. Oh goodness, Jaeger tasting shot to Grace Soul. I don't know.
Yeah, his stomach is just full of fluid. Like, he's.
I hope
aren't all of our stomachs full of fluid?
I'm open to the idea that I'm totally wrong. But I watched Zach's clip at his timestamp, and I went like 2 minutes in, and basically he pours a double shot and he gives a Bjorn update. I guess Bjorn's out of prison. I didn't know he was in prison, whatever. He's talking in the same way he always did. Like, he's a charming guy. There's a reason he has 500,000 people watching him or whatever it is. And he kind of has it together, even though he's really drunk. When I'm really drunk, I don't sound that smooth. But he does. And I don't know. I'm just always. It's like he has something there, and he's
a charismatic guy. That's why he's so popular.
Yeah, and whenever I hear how terrible he is, I'm like, no, he's just some George Foreman chicken and spinach diet away from turning this thing around, right? If I could just control his intake, then
once you get to that
fine.
point, though, it's impossible because like you just live like that, and then that's the solution. And then if you drink that much, then giving up is really hard because you get like go through a detox and shit like that, and just fucks you up.
I think there's a mindset on like what's acceptable, right? Like, I was watching this guy who's doing a motorcycle review. That part's not important, but he's talking about getting a bigger bike because he's turning into a bigger guy. He's getting fat, and he just wants something that's comfortable for a fatso and something that has power for a fatso. Cool. And he's explaining that while he's lost weight before, it always comes right back. When you're heavy, your body like knows how to be fat or something like that. And I'm like, no, you're in a calorie surplus. That's what's happening here. What happens is you restrict yourself for a short term, and then you say, oh, you know what? I'm a guy that eats trail mix. I'm going to bring that back a little bit. I'm like, trail mix isn't so bad. This isn't so bad. This isn't so bad. And when you have that mindset, things that are so bad are part of what you do, then you get fat again. And I'm pretty sure that applies to the alcohol thing too. You know, Blade is just like, yeah, sure. I stopped drinking for a little bit, but I'm a guy who can do a Jaeger.
When my uncle died of what's the syndrome called? I forget the name of it that you were talking about before. That cooks your brain when you drink too much
Korsakoff.
Yeah,
I think that
he died of that like a couple of years back. And when he was drinking, so he started sort of going off the rails, and he couldn't really remember anything. And he had an ex-wife, and they hadn't been together for like 5 years. And she had a restraining order against him. And she came home one day, and he was just sitting on her couch because he used to live at this house. And it's 5 years since they've seen each other. And he's just like, hello, honey. And she's just like, what the fuck are you doing in my house? He's just like, what do you mean? And he just thought he lived there. Like it was just his brain just reverted back to 5 years ago. And he just basically come to the house, assumed he's forgotten his keys, kicked down the door, came in, sat on the couch, and just started drinking a beer and watching telly. And so they got.
Well, I hope she was receptive. It sounds like he's trying to make amends.
Hell no. No, he got arrested. So he got
See,
taken
here's
to jail.
the thing.
But
I always felt like if you and I are pals, and then we don't talk for a year and a half, and you see me again, you should be like, Woody, we're friends. Yeah, pick up right where we left off.
No, she kicked him out because he drank too much. But he just assumed they were back together, and so she called the police, and he ended up going to jail for breaching the restraining order. But they didn't diagnose him until he was in jail, and then they were like, "Oh, we get it now. Like he's cooked," and so they put him into like the assisted living kind of thing, which eventually he died in there. But that was that his brain just reverted to 5 years ago, and he was perfectly nice, but he just had no idea what the fuck's going on.
Damn, that's sad. Just not knowing anything about reality. I hope Blade like actually does stop. I hope he gets it together. Like one of the clips I watched of him last night, like it was literally like apparently he is basically homeless. He lives in an RV, and the RV broke down, and he was
a rolling studio.
A rolling studio, whatever. But he was like on the side of the road, like broken down, being like, "That doesn't work. Like I don't have any money."
I will not
to fix
sit
it.
here while you disparage van life, Taylor. All right.
You wouldn't be involved in this kind of van life. You would open that door and you'd be like, "No, I'm into the adventure side, not the getting so drunk."
You dramatically overestimate the quality of the hotels, motels, and RVs that I stay in.
Yeah. You might you'd be like, "Oh, barely vomit on the floor," and it's free. Like, I'll go.
Is there a pillow I can put my broken leg on? Cockroaches? It'll do.
I really need to elevate this thing.
I don't see any reason why he would improve, though, right?
I don't think so either. I think it's if it was going to happen,
like
it probably
the hard
would've.
part. Once you're
What
there,
happened
like,
to his fiance?
having a once you're in that, like you can't go back in because it's like I feel like shit if I stop drinking, and then in your head it's just like it'll be right, and then you like if you stop, then you have no dopamine, so you're like, oh fuck, this is killing me, and so you're like, you know what helps? Having a drink, and then you more dopamine, and it's like
he's in like a feedback loop.
Yeah.
Of the same stuff.
I mean, I think he just likes the drink, right?
At this point, I bet he fucking hates it.
No,
I guarantee he does it now. So
when
that
he
he's not
sees
going
that bottle
through
of Jaeger,
withdrawals.
when he sees that big frosty bottle of Jaeger, so goddamn cold that it's sweating, and when you pour it, it pours out thick. Oh, that hits the spot. It's so goddamn cold.
I had when we were in high school, there was an alcoholic who described alcoholism, and Kyle's kind of nailing it. Like he's like, you don't drink, then you try just one. You're just gonna have one. He's like, when that warmth hits your chest and that taste of your favorite drink crosses your gullet, it's just like, oh, my friend, we're home. You and I, we're back. And something about the way he phrased it, you could like, this is a guy who loves drinking. And he's like, that's why you can't have even one. You can't have even one drink because it's just, yes, you and I, we're friends.
Mm-hmm.
But Jaeger's not your friend.
No.
Well, the human body is a very resilient thing. If you want to take an over and under on Blade's mortality, I'm down. Like I said, I'm in a better mood. I think that the man's got several more good ones in him. Okay.
You think so?
Yeah. I would put the over under on with 3 years. 3 years. I'll take the over.
I'll do some more medical research and then I will come back with my.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm taking the over 3 years. You take it or leave it.
No, I'm saying I need to look up. I need to find facts and see what's more likely.
Does he know where he is? Like at all times? Like is he
not at all times? Sometimes he's in a drunken state.
Oh well, no. Yeah, not when he's like completely fucking wasted, but like when he's
honestly think about it. When he's asleep, he has no idea where he is. And when he's awake, he's drunk. So
I'd give him another 10 because like it's like leeches just linger.
So you're taking the over.
Yeah, heaps of motherfuckers like that just live forever. Like they're just resilient to shit. I don't know why.
Cockroaches. Yes.
Yeah, they just hang out, man.
He's already lived.
I hope he's got
forever with given his behavior.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he'll live forever. We all will. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. No, they just seem to linger. Like how spiteful motherfuckers just live until they're like.
I mean,
110.
I like Blade too. Like Blade's always been a really nice guy, but Blade has a serious disease, and he doesn't need us harping on him, being like, "Oh, why don't you stop hurting yourself?" Like, I think he likes himself more than we do. He's not going to stop unless he wants to stop, and he doesn't want to stop. He's having fun.
Yeah, I doubt it. I doubt he's having fun.
He's having the most fun that he knows how to have.
There's no way he's miserable.
If there was,
he is miserable every day from sun up to sundown.
He's having the most fun he knows how to have. I guarantee it.
It's hard
to argue. How to have more fun, he would.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you're right.
He's qualified it in a clever way. I have no retort.
But anyway, I looked into that stuff last night. I was like, oh wow, like this. It appears it's accelerated a shit ton in the past couple of years.
Was like alcoholic fat, and then there's Blade, who's lost a bunch of weight. It would seem on alcohol.
That's true, but that's because he's at a phase of like he doesn't eat. I would assume, like he's probably got so
That's
much.
That's the key to losing weight.
Yeah, but like I want to lose weight while eating, ideally. Like the 1,000 calories a day of vodka and no food. It's just you got to have no energy. You got to feel terrible all the time.
I bet Blade feels wonderful all the time.
I don't think so.
Why would he do it otherwise?
Because he's physically addicted.
The coffee has a.
I would guess that he's physically addicted. I mean, it seems pretty
addicted to feeling great all the time.
Yeah. Addicted to feeling great all the time. I mean, but he's like just like by the pictures and everything, my guess is like he's at the point where it's like he's waking up feeling sick if he doesn't have any alcohol in the system. And it's like just for him to go back to his normal streaming personality, he has to booze it up a bunch. And then it's like, okay, now I'm back to baseline. And then the next day it's like, I'm so low, I'm even further, I'm a little below the baseline I had yesterday, but the only way out of here I can see is boozing myself up again. Like,
I wish Kyle were here because I'm not sure he knows, but did you know that Blade was having twins?
What? Is this a shit joke?
No. Blade's
something?
girlfriend has 2 humans inside her right now.
Oh no.
Yeah. Maybe Kyle didn't know.
Oh dear.
Kyle, are you aware that Only Use Me Blade is about to be a father of twins?
Actually, that rings a bell. I think I heard about.
You knew already.
Come up.
Yeah. Look, I'm only as good as my source, but the source is Only Use Me Blade saying we just got the ultrasound and it's twins on a YouTube video.
Well, that seems pretty straightforward.
Right? It's not like it's 3 people removed or anything like that. Either it's Blade himself being untrue or it's true.
And he is the father.
That sounds like a huge mistake.
I don't know. This could be just the thing he needs to pull him out of the funk.
There aren't many
2
people.
children.
The man hasn't lived indoors in a decade.
Kyle,
Yeah, he's in a bit of a funk.
of all the people you've ever met in your entire life, do you know many who are in a worse spot than Blade right now to be a father?
Chuck.
Okay, Chuck. I think we were together in LA when that crazy person yelled at us, the homeless one.
Yeah.
Him, and then Blade's like second.
Man, he's only edging out a homeless
Chuck, and then Blade. By the way, Chuck is dying of cancer. He's
one of the bad kinds.
I don't know. I don't. I have his like. I deleted it. I had like his whole like report. He's got it everywhere. He's got the everywhere cancer.
Oh dear.
It's weird how cancer goes everywhere. It's like, yes, I've got colon cancer in my lungs and brain and nostrils now. It's like,
yeah,
okay. Oops.
Now it's nostril cancer. Now
Not
it's lung
apparently
cancer.
it's not. Did you not know this? Yeah, you get like colon cancer in your vagina and it's not vaginal cancer. It's still colon cancer. It just spread.
Oh, I thought once it metastasized, they're like, oh, just name it where it is now.
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Hopefully, that'll be interesting. That'll be a fun fact. Next time I'm hanging out with doctors, I'll go, hey, something you probably didn't think I know. That's how I like to love conversations. Hey, something you probably assumed I didn't know.
So who's the lucky lady?
It's his girlfriend. Remember, he met Miss Wright.
No, I don't remember.
Blade, Only Use Me Blade has a girl. I've seen her in a few videos. She actually seems lovely. Blade is charismatic, and I think that is why he is batting out of his league. I'm looking for a better expression than this. Like she seems fine.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even think I can remember what she looks like if I've ever seen a video. I just know that I have rewatched the Lady Di saga on Opie and Anthony enough times to see where this path ends. Like he's starting to develop more physical characteristics of what she was a horrible, over the top alcoholic, also someone's homeless on the show. And she gets wet brained like 5 years ago. Now she has like dementia, like can't even communicate. And she started to develop like that same look that he is developing, which is like in the last year or two, his arms are so like atrophied. They're so thin.
He's not
his
strong.
belly, like everything, like from here up, there's no muscle. It's just like just sunken almost. And then his belly is like distended and huge, even though he's not eating.
I have more Blade news. You guys might, apparently you don't, I'm sorry, cut you off. You don't follow Blade news as closely as I do. Did you know that he has been cut off of YouTube, banned forever, his only source of income?
What did he do to get, or why did they kick him off?
Not sure.
I thought that was a long time ago.
No,
Twitch a long time ago.
I love
but
his channel.
Yeah, he I think he's been streaming on YouTube as his primary lately. And now I guess he says he's leaving content creation. He's going to get a regular job and be a normal person.
It's gonna probably be tougher than he thinks after, having this be his job for so long. That'd be a tough. I feel like that would be so difficult to transition back.
It is a dead end job. It's a dead end job that makes millionaires, but still a dead end job. So I hope you end up on a good road.
Yeah.
That's the scary part about content creation. Like you see this whatever, 23-year-old Twitch streamer who's just smashing it, and it's great. But you also know their career ends at 28-ish, maybe. And I hope that you're on Easy Street at the end of your dead end.
Yeah. Yeah, I can really shut down quickly.
I'm smashing this metaphor, by the way. This is going really well.
This is going great.
It's a dead end, but it ends on Easy Street. See what I did? Anyway, what were you saying?
You should have added more things in there. You may take a left. You may end up at a yield. You might even have to roundabout a couple times. But by God, you know to the grindstone. Go to driver's Clinton. It's like, what are you talking about? I'm sorry. I started smelling toast. I don't know what happened. Man, that is huge news. He's gonna have 2 kids.
Yeah, 2.
I didn't expect that.
What was that? What did you say before?
Only Easy Blade's going to have kids before I am.
Oh, he beat me to the. Is probably what you said. You got cut off for a second. Yes, yeah. Unless you have kids in 6 months somehow.
I can force her to brush it.
Right? I don't think half these women are trying that hard.
No, good authority. They can pop out as soon as 5 months.
If you get 2 women to work together, 4.5 months.
Gestation period.
Yeah.
So that's mind-boggling news that Blade's going to have kids, because I hope it goes well for him. I hope he turns it around and gets a regular job. But what's he going to do in the meantime? If that was his only means of income, and I'm guessing there, does he go to a different streaming site? I know he can't go to Twitch. He can't go to YouTube. There's some smaller streaming sites, I guess, but those are so less known. What kind of audience are you going to bring with you?
Yeah. Is there a Periscope business model? Do people make good money on that? Could he be a big time TikToker?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I think the answer is no. That's not really what his skill set lends itself to.
Yeah. You go to, there's Mixer. There's D-Live.
Mixer, the Microsoft one that shut down as Shroud left it?
Oh, is that shut down? I just went to Social Blade and opened up the options of what you can search. I'm just reading down the list. So I don't know what Trovo is, or Dailymotion, or Storyfire. But I know D-Live, that's a smaller streaming site. TikTok is, I guess TikTok's a big streaming site. Twitch, as we said, already said no to him. Yeah, that's a rough position to be in. I wonder what it was that finally gave him the axe.
Yeah, I don't know either. If I'm YouTube, I'm almost looking for a reason, right? There it is. He said the F word. He's out. Really? Everyone says it. Yeah, but we've been looking for a reason for you. Because he just does drunken debauchery streams all the time. That's not really what YouTube wants.
Was it big? Were they big enough streams to be pulling that much attention, though? I don't remember. I don't know how many people.
Know. I almost
big ice.
In my head, kind of like Wings. The highlights are bigger than the everyday streams. The 10 minutes that come out of it every so often are the big moments. So Blade's pretty famous.
Yeah, it might be a blessing in disguise for his YouTube channel to be gone, to remove this as an option. Income, because he's this is gonna kill him eventually if he doesn't stop this level of drinking.
Taylor, that's months away.
Yeah, it's really kind of hard to gauge those things, but we could probably have a doctor take a look at him and give us info.
I think he's gonna make it through 2020.
Yeah. Maybe. Still enough time for a twist.
Yeah, you're right though. I might be looking at the teeth thing kills me. The teeth thing is like that would be a major catastrophe in my mind. The losing the foot thing. It was always theoretical, and I viewed it through a weird lens. Like all he needed was some chicken and broccoli, and he would clean up. And it turns out I was right. Guy took a 2-week break, and his foot came back fine. Old Woodman knew all along that foot was not a big deal.
It was either that or the Jägermeister that his friends were pouring on it while he was passed out.
Mix of both.
The disinfectant theory. I like it. So now his leg is fine. That bounced right back. Everyone thought it was going to fall off, even that dumbass doctor. But those teeth aren't coming back.
Like an idiot. He's just like fist pumping, downing a bottle of Jaeger. Like, yes, out of the woods forever.
The doctor should have just poured some Jaeger on it. This will make it come right back.
So I didn't know that his foot came back to life.
Yeah, apparently there's not much to see there anymore. It could kind of bounce back.
Yeah, but it's like if he waited for that to fix itself and then went right back to drinking at the level he did when he had his foot go fucked, it's like it's just going to go faster to that finish line this time than last time. Because you're older, like your body's probably not as strong as it was last time.
Apparently not. Apparently
he needs a ton of chicken.
He was losing his foot. He took like a 10-day sobriety break. It bounced back. Now he's drinking on an Olympic level once again, and his foot's fine. It migrated to his teeth.
Sobriety break confirmed, or was that just told to us?
Just told to us. So maybe Kyle's right. Maybe it was the pouring Jaeger on the foot, and there was no sobriety break ever.
That's what I do.
Diabetics, give that a go.
Yeah. If you're just beginning to dip your toe into type 2 diabetes, you can get that fixed. Cut some weight. Don't.
I thought you were going to tell him to pour Jaeger on it.
Oh, no. Jaeger's too much sugar. That's not good for diabetics.
Apparently, if you apply it externally, topically is what I was looking for, then it's healthy.
Yeah. I wouldn't use Jaeger. I'd use the cheap kind at Walgreens. That's a high enough, the kind that's not full of sugar and syrup that you don't want to introduce into an open wound.
Well, that stuff sounds.
Always loved that stuff.
It's like
Jaeger.
I know, and I don't get it because it's just not that good. It's
not that bad either, though. I kind of like it. Like I haven't had it in a long time. If
you were gonna, let's say, your mindset for that evening is I'm going out with buddies or a girl or whatever. I'm in the mood. I'm gonna get good and drunk. Would you ever be like Jaeger only for me tonight, everyone, and just like
maybe Jaeger bombs? Maybe Jaeger bombs especially if I was a little tired already. I could see doing that because and that's what I used to drink with him. Was Jaeger bombs every time.
What's the one with
because it's a little bit of Red Bull and your shot of Jaeger, but like you down those real quick in a group generally, and then it's like, all right, well, let's go get a beer, or you're gonna have a glass of wine. Like it's rare. It's like another one. Yeah, I'm just Jaeger bombs tonight.
Is there one where you put a Dr. Pepper in another drink, like a shot of Dr. Pepper in something?
Probably.
I thought you guys would know it right away.
I don't order or know mixed drinks very well. They always seem festive though. So if I'm out, I'll order a beer and like someone else order something festive, and I always regret not going for the festive route. They get little umbrellas, neon colors, fun glasses.
Maybe I'm just wrong. These all look like uncommon things.
Yeah. No. But anyway, Kyle, you wouldn't get drunk on Jaeger bombs. You would maybe have a couple and then transition to whatever it is you like to drink.
Yeah, I like tequila. I would probably just drink tequila. Yeah, I would just do shots of tequila.
I guess you were a bad person to ask because you've always been like that too, where you're like, no, I don't want a beer. I want all the alcohol in a beer inserted into me immediately.
Rectally. if possible. Yeah, I don't know. I'd probably like Kyle in that regard. I don't know. I don't want any of it. Not only do I not want to drink it, I don't want to be drunk afterwards. Just keep all that to yourself. You do you.
This Colorado trip, if we ever end up being able to take it, Woody's going to take like one hit and be like, I don't like it any more than alcohol.
It's so much worse. It's so much worse.
Everyone seems to like
watching Practical Jokers with us. Just trust us.
When's the last time you smelled a funnel cake? You remember. That's how good they smell.
They're great.
They're incredible. It's just fried bread.
You can feel like you get tired.
If you lived on funnel cakes, you'd have a hard time with Seco. Fuck, man, I only ate one fried bread sandwich today. What happened?
How many days in a row do you think you could eat nothing but funnel cake before you had to actually go to the hospital?
No, I think you could live on funnel cake as long as you supplemented, stayed hydrated, and brushed your goddamn teeth.
You're not supplementing. You got water.
No vitamins.
No, it's not vitamin.
I think you could go.
It's a funnel cake and water diet. Can we put strawberries on the funnel cake? Isn't that a thing?
Fruits.
No, that has dangerous vitamins in it, and that could extend the content.
Just powdered sugar, huh?
Just powdered sugar.
Well, I think a young man could do it for like a decade, but I think that starting in your late 30s, late 40s, something like that is a recipe for something to come on real quick. You're like, well, see, you don't understand, Mr. Woodworth. Your healthy diet was all that was keeping all that evil at bay. So now that you've switched to funnel cakes, you're just riddled, rife with infections, and you got boils coming on you. Who knows what could happen? Look at Only Use Me Blade. Here's a man who has a very particular diet that is bad for you. When we see the maladies that have cropped up on him, and they're not things that would come straight to mind, you wouldn't think, yeah, have a bad diet, drink liquor, your toes will rot off. But there they are, rotting off.
It's true.
If it ever falls off, he should put it in acrylic, like they put hot dogs on Reddit, and he should auction it off. So on Reddit, maybe you don't know this, Taylor, they do this thing where they take household items, and one of the more famous ones was a full hot dog, dressed and everything, and they encased it in clear acrylic, which they then polished and made look pretty, and now you have a forever hot dog because it's like frozen in this block of hard plastic that's clear. So you could. I want that done to Only Use Me Blade's toe. Should the inevitable, unfortunate amputation transpire, and then you auction that thing off. $500. I'm opening at $500
for it.
I was going to say, is there an update on Blade's leg? Like, is it still all right? Is it still there?
It's still there, as far as we know.
Yeah,
but I don't know any updates about him. Like, seriously,
what's the law about owning body parts?
Seems like he's in the same place. You can own owning body parts. Like,
here's what I want. Could I own a human skeleton, a real one? Like, how would you procure, say, a human skull, a human hand, anything like that was real deal human hand? Obviously, I don't want to do anything bad. I don't want to rob a grave. I'm saying, like, could I buy one legally?
I was gonna say the least bad way to do it is like robbing a grave, because otherwise, what do you like? You can't go to the store. You would have to cut somebody's fucking hand off. If you want,
I was thinking you'd go to a hospital. Don't they throw that stuff away all the time?
No, they use it for. Well, either the families claim it. It goes to a. I think if it's like a bum and it's completely unclaimed, those are the people that they're like. What happens when you throw a body in a Hyundai and leave it in the sun for 6 months? Come here, Rufus. I'm not dead yet. They do that to them. That's a thing they do. I think it's down in Florida or Georgia. I've seen video of where they do it. They're like, this is where we let bodies rot in various different ways to discover, so that then when we discover bodies, we're like, oh, this is 3 weeks of decomposition in Florida and a humid, et cetera, environment. They add up all the ingredients.
Every state needs to do it.
Well, down there, they were doing different things. One of the things was they threw the person in a car, and you know how hot cars get in the summer down here. They literally kill people. I have no idea.
It had to be towards the start.
The early shows are kind of a blur for me for some reason.
Well, as Call of Duty, us Call of Duty guys, we used to gauge it not what year it was, but what game was out. So I was probably talking to you during the Modern Warfare 2 or Black Ops 1.
Yeah, I would think Modern Warfare 2, but yeah, something like that. Be sure to be nice and loud with that, Michael Bay.
Okay.
Yeah. So Blade, did you say you were 1 month sober?
Yes, technically I am 1 month sober.
Technically.
Yeah, what is technically sober? We're just meth now?
No. I'm not quite 1 months sober. I'm like 3.5 weeks sober, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So I just rounded up to make it sound good.
I stopped shooting up. Now I just snort the heroin.
Yeah.
Technically,
I did do a stream with this guy. I don't know if you guys know him. His name's OG Geezer in Vegas, because people were begging me to like get out of this house. Like, you know, there's nothing to do there's no way to do actual IRL streaming right now. So, but I went, traveled, got some stuff out of my storage, and then after that, I started having some pain in my leg, and it got to the point that I basically went to the doctor, and I knew, you know, basically I've been to the doctor. They've treated me with, you know, diabetes and high blood pressure, and I knew about it, but I wasn't taking it seriously. This time I'm taking it seriously, so obviously just had to cut out the booze. I'm out of the hospital. I'm taking 1 million pills and taking insulin shots and stuff like that. And then obviously I want to have alcohol out of the system during that time. And also it's good to cleanse. Like, even when I was like actively drinking, like, you know, 5 times a week or whatever, just to take like 3 days off to give your body, you know, some fucking time to recover is good. So it's more so for my health as whatever. So once I get my health back to where it needs to be, then we can like look at my levels, do a drinking stream, and see where we're at there, and see if like we can still keep a healthy blade and a intoxicated blade.
I just imagine your liver is like Sylvester Stallone at the end of a Rocky movie. He's just like,
right.
He's barely standing. His face is just all puffed up. He's like, I didn't hear no bell.
It's more like that handicapped South Park kid. He's like, kill me, kill me. Yeah. So I gotta know, what was because obviously like the images of your feet and legs have been floating around forever, and that's what kind of scared all of us. We're like, oh shit, this is real deal. This is scary.
That scared me too, dude, because that's like, if I would have let that get worse, they would have cut my shit off. So like that was definitely a fucking wake up.
But it didn't do it. It was a wake up call, but that was like 4 months ago, right?
I know.
Well, sometimes you wake up and then you roll over and
yeah, it sounds like my day today, to be honest with you.
You just hit snooze on that bitch.
We at the doctor, he basically showed me how to clean it and to disinfect it, and now there's still a scar, but there's no hole. Like, there's no opening, there's no pus, there's no. And as far as the leg
pus, sounds good to me.
Well, I'm just saying there's no like, you can't peel anything, you can't like get inside of it, you know, unless you like, I guess if you took like a scalpel or something. So the scar's there, but the actual they actually did an MRI or CAT scan on it when I was there this last time, and they said that the bacteria that was in there before that was trying to eat away at the bone, that's all gone. So the toe's good.
Bacteria in there eating at the bone. See, this is okay. Forgive me, but this is news to me. Maybe this was something you've talked about publicly, and I just didn't know. There was bacteria eating at the bone.
Yeah.
That's
not proud of that.
At all.
Not saying that that's a normal everyday occurrence, and
but
everyone
it's
deals
good
with
content.
They don't. Yeah.
What did they prescribe for that? Was it mostly grilled chicken and spinach?
No.
Back me up, Blade. If you switched to a spinach chicken diet, that would have fixed it, right? Maybe.
I mean, it would have helped. Everything that you intake into your body affects you. So, like, if I'm on some Popeye shit, yeah, I'd probably yoke up.
On some Popeyes shit. Okay. You hear chicken and you jump to Popeyes.
Well, he said spinach.
Yeah, get the spinach. Squeeze the can, it pops out. You know, then
so, like, obviously your foot was probably feeling weird and shitty. What was, like, when you were in the throes of drinking constantly, like, what was your body feeling like? Like, just turmoil every day, waking up feeling like, God, this is the worst, or how bad did it get?
Actually, no. My body got fucking used to it. Like, I'm not a professional sports player, but professional sports players, when they go out and play the next day, their whole body feels wrecked. Mine kind of felt the same way, but I almost treated it like, well, I have to work. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of put myself in a bad position where I can't just fire up my stream and like go walk a dog or go travel or whatever. Like, they want to see me get annihilated, and I realized that. So I felt like there's literally one time when I was in Missouri where a roommate bailed on me. The other one was broke, and so like I needed to pay all the rent like in 3 days, and I was like, okay, get a big ass bottle, let's do this. You know, like it's become not. It's still. I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I still enjoy drinking. It's still fun. It makes you feel good, but it became a job, and I'm sure we all went through that with like video games, where it's like we're not playing it really casually. We're playing to get some gameplay footage, and then a lot of people are like, "Hey, do you want to play?" I'm like, "I've already got my video, dude. I'm good. I don't want to play right now."
Yeah.
Because people like old friends hit me up, and they're like, "Hey, you want to go out drinking?" I'm like, "I don't drink for free. Like, I'm not going to. I'm not going to go
Professional
out
drinker. All right.
I'm not.
You think
I'm
I just
not
give
going
this
to go
away?
out. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not going to fucking like. You only have so many hangovers in your lifetime. I'm not going to waste it, or I'm not going to pay for it. At least that, you know what I mean? Like, they want me to go out and pay for it and do the Ubers and all. I'm like, I'm.
Tell me if this fits you, Blade. So I heard who's the late night talk show host? He's retired now. Was an alcoholic.
Jay Leno?
Jay Leno.
Nope. He talked about Britney Spears.
David
had a
Letterman.
really compelling monologue. Scottish,
Oh, Craig Kilborn.
probably. Anyway,
Gr-
is that his name?
It's either Craig Kilborn or I'm almost.
He was kind of
positive it is.
he was kind of a womanizer.
He was definitely flirty on the show. Was he
Good-looking
an
guy.
IRL
Always
womanizer?
flirty.
Yeah, he was super duper flirty. But I thought
Yeah.
that was like him being charming and almost a bit. I don't know if he was a real life
Yeah.
womanizer. Anyway,
Craig
Well,
Ferguson.
it's charming if the girl
Fake
thinks he's
Ferguson?
cute. If the girl doesn't think he's cute, then it's creepy. It's really the judge is whoever he's hitting on.
yeah, she may have felt compelled to act like he's cute because she's on his show and doing it.
Yeah.
There's a power imbalance. Anyway, it
Oh,
was
you're
the
right.
second one. Who was his name?
Craig Ferguson.
Craig
Ferguson.
Kilborn was also a host of a show, but different. Anyway,
Wasn't he the first host of the Daily Show?
I don't know. I just closed the link.
I don't know, but he
What-
talked about his
what-
drinking one time, and he said that like some people have a drink and they say, "All right, that's enough," or one or two, but when he has a drink, it's a different thing. Like he doesn't stop; he just keeps going until he runs out of things to drink. That's his like. It's
Yeah.
almost a foreign idea for him that you would have two or three and just call it quits. Like, why would you do that? More is more. And
Yeah.
Is that how you think you're wired, or are you something different?
Yeah, well, absolutely. I will tell you this right now. We've done a bunch of studies, and I figured out that if I had a good meal, had good rest, basically like a good start to them. If I drink 3/4 of a fifth of Jägermeister, I will be super extra drunk, but I won't go over that edge. And we did that, and I got there, and I'm just like,